Clutter doesn't just fill your home. It fills your mind. And here's the truth most seniors never hear. One overlooked area in your house could be quietly raising your anxiety, stealing your focus, and even making you feel older than you are. Experts say your mental health may depend on clearing this one space. And missing it could mean years of hidden stress you don't deserve to carry. I want you to stay with me until the very end of this video, because once you hear this, you'll never look at clutter the same way again. You'll understand why psychologists call it a silent thief, and why the smallest change in your home can bring the biggest relief to your heart and mind. For many seniors, anxiety isn't caused by the big things. It's fueled by the little things we see every single day. And today, we'll uncover the surprising declutter step that can protect your peace, calm your thoughts, and help you feel lighter in ways you may have forgotten were possible. But first, let me tell you about Ruth. She's 76, a retired teacher, a loving grandmother, and someone who never imagined her home could be affecting her mental health. Yet it was Ruth's story that revealed just how powerful this one declutter step can be. Ruth is 76. She spent her career as a teacher, shaping young minds with patience and love. Her home was always warm, filled with books, gifts from students, and the little treasures of family life. After retiring, she thought being surrounded by those things would bring her comfort. But slowly, the house that once felt cozy began to feel heavy. Everywhere she turned, there were stacks, papers on the table, books beside the bed, keepsakes on the shelves. To anyone else, it might have just looked like clutter. But to Ruth, each item had meaning, a memory she didn't want to lose. What she didn't realize, though, was how the weight of those objects was pressing on her in ways she couldn't see. She started to notice her heart felt restless at night. Her thoughts raced. She misplaced her glasses, forgot where she left her keys, and felt anxious even when she was safe at home. Ruth thought it was just part of getting older. But the truth was, something else was happening, something her clutter was quietly fueling. Here's what Ruth discovered. Something psychologists and organizing experts agree on. The clutter that harms us the most isn't buried in the attic, or boxed away in the garage. It's the clutter we see and touch every single day. The surfaces in plain sight. The nightstand, the kitchen counter, the dining table by the window. Experts call these stress surfaces. They seem harmless. Just a few books, a pile of unopened mail, some pill bottles, yesterday's teacup. But they carry an invisible weight. Every time our eyes land on them, our brains are reminded of unfinished tasks, decisions left hanging, or worries that haven't been resolved. Over time, that constant background noise fuels stress, raises anxiety, and makes it harder for seniors to rest. Ruth realized her nightstand was one of those stress surfaces, piled high with glasses, pill bottles, half-read books, and little notes she meant to sort through. Each night when she lay down, her eyes fell on that cluttered table, and instead of peace, her mind filled with noise. She thought she had a sleep problem, but really she had a clutter problem. One evening, Ruth decided to try something simple. She cleared her nightstand completely, set aside the mail, stacked the books elsewhere, threw out the empty lotion bottle, and left only her lamp, her glasses, and the one book she was actually reading. That night, something unexpected happened. For the first time in months, she felt her body relax before sleep. Her thoughts didn't race the way they usually did. The room felt calmer, lighter, almost as if her mind had been given permission to breathe. In the following days, Ruth noticed even more changes. She wasn't misplacing her glasses as often, because she had given them a home. She wasn't waking up with the same anxious feeling in her chest. Even her daughter noticed, saying, "Mom, you seem more peaceful lately." It wasn't a new medication. It wasn't a big lifestyle change. It was one small declutter step, removing the noise from the space her eyes landed on every morning and every night. And what Ruth experienced isn't unique. Psychologists have found that our environments directly affect our emotions and focus. By clearing just one stress surface, Ruth had unlocked a calmer state of mind, proving that sometimes peace begins with the simplest shift. What Ruth experienced wasn't just in her imagination. Science confirms it. Researchers at Princeton University found that when your environment is cluttered, Every item in your visual field competes for your brain's attention. Even if you think you're ignoring it, your mind is still processing it in the background. That constant overstimulation makes it harder to focus, harder to relax, and yes, even harder to remember things. Another study from UCLA's Center on Everyday Lives of Families revealed something striking. Women living in cluttered homes consistently had higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. Elevated cortisol over time doesn't just make you feel anxious, it can disrupt sleep, harm memory, and wear down your emotional resilience. Think of it this way, your brain is like a filing cabinet. In an organized space, the files slide in and out smoothly. But when clutter surrounds you, it's as if the cabinet is jammed with extra papers. Important thoughts, your medication schedule, your grocery list, your appointments, get buried in the mess. That's why Ruth felt calmer when she cleared her nightstand. She wasn't just tidying up, she was reducing the load on her brain. One surface at a time, she was lowering her stress, protecting her mental health, and creating room for clarity to return. Most seniors I talk to make the same mistake when they try to declutter. They start with the hardest places. Closets packed with decades of clothes. Boxes of old letters. Drawers filled with keepsakes that stir up memories. Within minutes, the emotions feel overwhelming, the decisions feel impossible, and they end the day more exhausted than when they began. But starting with stress surfaces, like Ruth's nightstand, the kitchen counter, or the entryway table, is different. These areas don't carry the same heavy emotions as photo albums or heirlooms. They carry a different kind of weight. The daily pressure of unfinished business, staring at you every time you walk by. Experts say tackling these visible spaces first delivers what they call a quick win. You can see the change immediately, feel the calm instantly, and that success builds confidence to keep going. Instead of drowning in sentimental decisions, you start with relief. And that relief gives you momentum. For Ruth, it was her nightstand. For someone else, it may be a dining table buried under papers, or a kitchen counter stacked with dishes and mail. Wherever it is, clearing just one stress surface can give you more peace than clearing an entire closet full of clothes. And that's why this step works better than all the others. It gives you visible calm right when you need it most. If you're wondering how to start, let me give you a gentle framework. Something simple, doable, and designed for this season of life. Step 1. Choose one surface. Don't overthink it. It could be your nightstand, your kitchen counter, or the little table by your front door. Pick the one that feels heaviest every time you see it. Step 2. Clear it completely. Take everything off, even if just for a moment. As you do, notice the feeling of space returning. It's like your home taking a deep breath. Step 3. Return only 3 essentials. Maybe a lamp, your glasses, and one book. Or perhaps a fruit bowl, a family photo, and your house keys. The goal is simplicity. Less for your eyes to process, and less for your mind to carry. Step 4. Give everything else a home. The mail goes in a basket. The pill bottles in a drawer. The little odds and ends in their proper place. This step isn't about throwing everything away. It's about making sure every item has somewhere to belong. Step 5. Pause and notice. Each time you pass that surface, let yourself feel the calm. That sense of lightness isn't just in your room. It's in your mind. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about peace. By focusing on one surface at a time, you give your brain and your heart a place to rest. And that's a gift every senior deserves. For Ruth, the change was almost unbelievable. Within a week of clearing her nightstand, she noticed her evenings felt calmer. She wasn't lying awake with her heart racing anymore. Instead, she found herself drifting off to sleep with ease, something she hadn't experienced in years. Over the next month, she expanded the habit. She cleared her kitchen counter, returning only a bowl of fresh fruit and a vase of flowers. She gave her dining table back its dignity. No more stacks of unopened mail or grocery bags. And slowly, her home began to look different. But more importantly, her mind began to feel different. Her daughter came to visit one afternoon and was struck by the change. "Mom, you seem lighter," she said. And Ruth agreed. She laughed more. She invited friends over again. She found herself remembering little details she used to forget. And every night as she walked past her tidy nightstand, she whispered, "This feels like peace." Ruth hadn't decluttered her entire home. She hadn't tackled every box or every closet. But by focusing on stress surfaces, the places her eyes landed every single day, she gave herself back something priceless: her calm, her clarity, and her confidence. And that's the transformation I want for you too. So here's what I want you to take away. Your mental health doesn't depend on clearing your whole house in one exhausting weekend. It doesn't depend on letting go of every single keepsake or stripping your home bare. It depends on one simple, powerful step: decluttering the surfaces you see every single day. These stress surfaces quietly drain your peace. They raise your anxiety, clutter your thoughts, and make you feel heavier than you truly are. But when you clear them, just one at a time, you open the door to calm, to focus, and to joy returning into your daily life. Ruth found that peace, and so can you. Tonight, before you go to bed, I encourage you to try it. Pick one surface, clear it off completely, and return only the essentials. Then notice how your body feels tomorrow morning. That small act may be the beginning of a lighter mind and a freer heart. And if this story touched you, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with a friend or loved one who may also feel weighed down by clutter. Because sometimes the most powerful gift we can give is not advice. It's a gentle reminder that peace is still possible. And if you want more encouragement, gentle guidance, and stories like Ruth's, make sure to subscribe to Wise Aging Seniors. Together we'll keep walking this journey toward homes that feel lighter and lives that feel more at peace.